Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to SR Synth Weekly. It's another week, another great group of artists today. We're gonna just jump right in today because we got some stuff I played before. Some groups I played before, and some new stuff that we're gonna be going. And we got a lot of stuff to go through. First up, we have Buchannon. I've played him before, and some awesome music. This song is called Breakout, and this is a great, that 80s sax sound. I'm going to start out today with this because I kind of feel this kind of like that adventure TV show, kind of romance kind of deal. Kind of like 21 Jump Street, kind of has little elements of everything in it. It's kind of where the main characters are getting ready montage before, at the beginning of the show, where they're showing everybody getting ready and just getting moving, and they show every character, doing their thing before they start to the main plot. That kind of gives me that first feel. Also kind of gives me that it's a, excuse me, kind of like that group setting off the main plot. They're all in a car, they're all searching, for somebody or someone or something. I'll use the 21 Jump Street deal, to kind of like they're doing the setup for, they're searching for like a kidnapped victim or a suspect, and it kind of gives you that whole, everybody's searching different things, kind of montage, and it kind of just feels that whole thing, where you got that whole Miami Vice, 21 Jump Street, everybody's just in the cars, and you got that whole chase feel while searching. So that's kind of what I feel on this song. Like I said, it's got that great sax sound into that, that 80s love, romantic adventures sax sound that you have in those like cop shows. So definitely check it out and check out all the stuff. It's really awesome. It's all really awesome work. Again, it's Ace Buchannon, and the song's called Breakout. like I said, again, it gives you that big sax feel. I mean, that whole cop feel. I don't know why. It's just my own thoughts on it. Watching a bunch of Miami Vice the other day, so that kind of works perfectly. So like I said, give him a listen and just check him out on all the social media. It's really awesome. Next up, I'm going to screw this up because it may be pronounced differently than what I'm thinking. I'm going to go with Weelee. You can see the name on the description below. The song today is called Journey, and it's a really cool song. It kind of gives me that Trancers feel. If you've ever seen Trancers, you'll get what I'm talking about. It's kind of like that, where the hero is doing his job, and it's like at the beginning, he's out and about doing his thing, and it kind of gives you that background, and all of a sudden, as he's searching for, doing one job searching, and all of a sudden he gets the assignment for another, and as the song progresses, it kind of like, oh, you got a new assignment or new deal, and you got to go through it. That's kind of what it gives me. It also kind of gives me that while searching alone and thinking deal, like I've said in a bunch of others. He's thinking about the past events or, past persons. And it's kind of like he's doing that alone while searching, while kind of like internal thinking before, the main climax of, the eureka moment he has. That's just kind of what it gives me. So check it out. It's a really good song, and just let me know what you think on it. Let me know what your take is. The group is Weelee, and the song is called Journey. like I said, it kind of gives you that vibe, doesn't it? Just, that kind of like searching vibe. I like the Trancers thing on it. But let me know what you think at the bottom. I mean, in the comments below, and make sure you're following everybody. Next up, we have Blaze the Gunfire, a group out of Germany, and their song today is called Corporate War. When I saw that name in there, the description was a simple, atmospheric, down-tuned, dark and punchy melody infused with sci-fi atmosphere. When I saw the name, I kind of looked up on purpose, Corporate War, corporate sci-fi. So I looked up, and the first one that popped in my head was The Fortress with Christopher Lambert. I actually played the trailer, and it kind of had that same sound. So, kind of gives you that beginning of like Fortress where, you go to the main building, they show the main building, and it's going up and down, panning through, everything while they kind of explain what's going on. And then you go to the main characters, and, you see the main characters arrive in Fortress. I think they're prisoners. It's been a while since I've watched it. But I think they're like prisoners, and, this society, and, builds up to that. It kind of gives me that feeling. It also kind of gives me the whole feeling of a kind of like a horror movie. Also, I'm reading my notes here because this one was kind of like, this had a two-tone thing. Kind of gives me that horror movie feel where evil is rising, and he's left a lair and is going to a town for the first time. It's like the first meeting of this. But he's not terrorizing. He's just showing up. He's going to the new location, and he's left a lair, and he just shows up in the town. It's kind of like that first walking in a town kind of feel, or walking into wherever he's going, the club or whatever. And it kind of gives me that feel. But both of them work for me. I like the Fortress setup better because that just sounds a lot better for this song. But like I said, everybody has their opinion. Let me know what your thoughts are on what movie you think it is. And like I said, make sure you're following everybody. This song is called Blaze the Gunfire, and it's called, Corporate Wars. Doesn't that kind of give you that though? I mean, if you've seen Fortress, that would work perfectly in that. So actually, any Christopher Lambert kind of like industrial movie like that would work in there. But that just gives you that, you know, kind of whole vibe. So check it out and check out the rest of the album. It's really awesome. It kind of goes through that whole, it kind of gives you that whole movie feel through the whole beginning to the end of the album. Next up, we have I'm gonna say this twice, two different names because the way I looked it up. It's Ty Fortin. It's also what he gave me, the name is Ty Vincent Fortin. When I looked up everything to make sure I had all the links right, it showed up as Ty Fortin. So I'm going to use both. Kind of like sometimes I go, you know, I'm Synth Redneck and I'm also Synth Wave Redneck. So I want to put both of those just in case you're searching for it and you know you think the link is wrong. So this is Ty Vincent Fortin, and the song he gave us, the song they gave us today was Cassette Futurism. This is a great nostalgic kind of song. But I'm going to use a little different. It's not I'm not going to start with a sci-fi this time. You know, usually everything I do is sci-fi or horror or romantic comedy. This one though is kind of like a mystery. You know, it's kind of like the new person shows up for the first time. They're kind of like shady, or you know, they have their own secretive life, and you got the main characters trying to figure out who or what they are. Not who or what, but you know what their background is, what their deal is, and that's kind of like, you know, those old movies, those 80s movies where the person's kind of like a hidden past, and everybody's trying to figure out what it is, and then it climaxes through that. That's the feeling I get off of this. Also, kind of gives me that kind of like a future movie where all the main characters are together, and it's kind of like it's a climactic scene. Where they're all searching for a solution, and you know they finally figure it out, and then you start seeing them, you know, building or programming or whatever, you know, to go, okay, here's our eureka moment, and you know they build to be able to fight the enemy or finish the project or whatever, you know. It's just one of those, you know, feels, it kind of works on both sides because it kind of gives you both mystery kind of deal. Because, you know, you got the mystery of the person on one side, and you got the mystery of the solution of a problem. So that kind of gives me that feel of both of that. So like I said, check it out. It's Ty Vincent Fortin. Ty Vincent Fortin, and the song is called Cassette Futurism. Ty Vincent, I like that song because it kind of just the whole way through is just a whole mystery kind of deal, and it just works. So like I said, check it out. It took me a while to find his Twitter page, but make sure you're following him on that, and follow all the SoundClouds and everything that they do, and just make sure you're listening and downloading their stuff. Next up, here's another group I've played before. It's BETTOGH. And the song I'm going to play today is called Space 51. Their description is a little, I'm just going to read it right quick. It's a combination between synthwave and space synths with a great bass line. It is that great bass line, and it kind of gives them that whole synth feel. I didn't even read the description when I first listened to it, and it kind of gives you that, if you were to listen to it, kind of gives you that beginning of a great space movie, with the main team is in a spaceship, but it's at the beginning of the movie where you're seeing the spaceship, as it pans around the spaceship, and then the spaceship just takes off and you're going through, and it jumps into space. That's what I feel at first. That's the first thing that came up, because it kind of works on that, kind of, if you listen to the bass line and everything, and as it progresses, it goes through the thing, and then all of a sudden it just, you see the ship taking off. Also kind of gives me that, I thought about this one because I was watching, I was actually watching a thing on the space, on the future of space travel. Kind of gives me that, all the team is flying through hyperspace. You see all the stuff, and as you're flying, it kind of gives you that they're talking about, what their next move is or what the deal is. As it climaxes, they hit the, they jump out of hyperspace. Whole new world shows up into the new world, and they're going to start landing. Kind of gives me that feel of that also. But both of it work. I mean, it's just kind of how that whole space. You can just throw it in any kind of space thing where the ships are the main idea of the movie, and everything happens inside of it. So check it out. It's a great song, and make sure you're following them on the social media and all their music sites. It's BETTOGH, and the song is called Space 51. BETTOGH has a great sound like that, and all their music is just really good sound, kind of like punchy, and then they have great bass lines and great just whole melodic setup. So, like I said, check it out and let me know what you think, and let them know what you think. Hit their Twitter up and let them know what you think about this song and the rest of their music. Next up, we have Friendly Timo. I'm going to start with that name. The group is called The Fair Attempts. It's a great group. And the song today that they gave me was called Catwalk. Let me read the description, then I'll go forward. A decade of unbearable hardships and almost complete isolation from society enabled Friendly Timo to imagine a dystopian future in which all of human civilization is followed into a living hell. Created by themselves and their own good intentions, mechanical, bureaucratic, social, and internalized control systems keep everybody in a state of helpless compliance. This is, if you, I'm going to start here. Let me just start this. Let me just start that over. I'm going to start here. If you've ever heard Diary of Dreams, this popped in my head heavily. If you've ever heard Diary of Dreams, they're an awesome group, and this kind of gives me that same vibe. That's my group sound. So if you've heard that, it gives me that great, that's just a good parallel because it's awesome. But with this, on my normal movie side sense, and that description kind of gave me a Matrix kind of feel, but I didn't want to go there because people's done that before, and so I like doing my own. It's kind of like, I'm going to go with a cyberpunk movie. This is one of those where, technology and humans are one. It kind of gives me that, everybody's hybrid or, everybody's modified. Also kind of gives me that Cherry 2000 feel. I don't know why. It just popped in my head. Kind of gives me that, dystopian feel. But the main thing is like, I wanted to go with, the hybrid movie where the hybrids are actually searching for what's left of the normal humanity. And, kind of finding a resistance because, they're hybrid, they think they're better, and they're searching for everybody. While the main humans or, non-hybrid have, set up their own society, and it's all hidden, and it's kind of like a whole city of hybrids searching for it. Almost, I'm not going to say hybrids as in, I also kind of gives me, just now I'm thinking about it, kind of gives me that Omega Doom kind of feel. I don't know why, just, kind of like fighting each other. Also, on a side note, it kind of gives me that feel where it's kind of like a cyber horror movie where like a succubus machine or a succubus kind of witch kind of feel. It's kind of who kind of works for the evil but isn't. It's kind of like in between. She meets the main hero who is actually an ex-lover kind of feel with that, the succubus kind of feel, and they've realized who they are, and it's kind of moves on from that, and and the hero kind of is able to turn them in a way to, no longer be evil, but at the same time it takes a while for it to happen. Like I said, both of those work for me. I don't, everybody's got their opinion on it, and it might be a little different because this one kind of worked on too many different levels, but I just wanted to keep it down to two. So let me know what you think. Let me know what kind of movie you think. Like I said, it just clicks on what I feel with the cyberpunk kind of hybrid movie. But let me know what you think. Again, it's The Fair Attempts, and the song is called Catwalk.
Waiting is
like I said, that vibe just works on so many levels of different movies. But it's just, I don't know. I just like the what I like the whole hybrid movie, kind of seeing, you know, the hidden movies, where, you know, where the society is underground and, you know, everybody's searching for them. Kind of gives me that feel. But let me know what you think, and make sure you're downloading their music, because it's really awesome. But make sure you follow them on social media too, because they're showcased to be followed. But last up today, we're gonna end with Dan Furr, and it's out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. The song today is called Bridges, and this is a good ending for the day, because it kind of works as a ending feel. It's kind of like where this is a song where the movie has climaxed, and it's kind of towards the end of the movie. The hero has either disappeared. You see, you know, I'll use it in sci-fi terms, where the hero's disappeared like in a time tunnel, or suddenly just disappeared from like a deal, or an explosion happened and he got out and had to go somewhere else. But it ends up where either a few hours have gone by or a few days have gone by. The other characters that were with him, the supporting characters, are just, you know, kind of like in a bad state, and all of a sudden he shows up. He either returns, you know, through time tunnel or whatever, and it just kind of gives me that feel like he's shown up, and he shows back up after a amount of time, you know, hours or days, and it just, you know, and here I am kind of feel, and everybody gets together, and, you know, in credits. Also kind of gives me that, I always use this because it kind of works for, I mean, because there's always a movie like this, and it just works for it also. This is another two lovers return after a time and reconnect. You know, kind of like I said, you know, the heroes return after a time, but the hero is gone, and you know, the love interest is just not there. And, you know, she's sad and everything and just trying to reconnect life, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're back together and they see each other. You know, it also kind of like, you know, I want to use like, you've seen settings where at the end of movies where they'll be in a club somewhere and the girl's, you know, just sitting there and she's, you know, distraught and, you know, everything. And then all of a sudden the love interest comes back in. It's been maybe a few months or a few days, and, you know, the main action has already happened. It's kind of like the ending of the movie where, you know, just pops in, and all of a sudden he shows up, and you know, they reconnect and they leave. Kind of gives me that feel. I still like I want to go more with the hero returning. So, I mean, there's just so much you can work with that, but it's more of an end, so kind of works for the end, you know, the last song of today. So, like I said, check it out. Check all the other stuff, as I always say that. And make sure you follow them on Instagram, and, you know, sorry, not Instagram, but Twitter, and on all their pages. So here it is. It's Dan Furr, and it's called Bridges.
Anywhere without you. Anywhere without you. Anywhere without you.
like I said, that works as a great ending, ending part of the movie, and it works for the end of today's show. So, like I said, make sure you're following everybody, and this is a lot of great music that's on here. If you want to hear more music, I put a list of some new groups. I have DJ Crow G, Revival Synth, and a bunch of others, Retro Reverb Records, and the Dark Father, Martin at RadioDarkTunnel.net. Make sure you're following all them. They have some great music that's played on there, and go back through all my old shows. Even if you don't listen to the old shows, make sure you follow everyone I've played on their social media accounts and on their Bandcamp, Spotify, and help them out. Because it's a lot of great music, and we all got to help each other in the synth world, especially with our synth family. If you're new to my channel, make sure you like and subscribe. It helps keep the show going, and it also keeps you notified when new episodes happen every week. So hope everybody has a great week, and keep the synth going. See y'all next week. Bye.